Hello everyone, my name is Umar Sheikh and you are watching the YouTube channel of Australia Immigration Matters. In today's video, we are going to talk about the basic guidelines of Australian immigration process. This video will cover the topics such as relevant visa categories, skilled occupations lists, how to identify the right occupation for your profile, and lastly, I would be walking you through the EOI Points Test criteria. This video is specially recommended for those who are intending to migrate to Australia but haven't yet started the process. But before beginning, I would like to request your support by subscribing to our channel. So let's get started. So when we talk about different visa categories, there are more than 100 visa subclasses currently in the migration system of Australian Department of Home Affairs. But today we will only be talking about working and skilled visa subclasses, which can be broadly classified into three subcategories. The number one is employer-sponsored visa subclasses. Number two is skilled migration visa subclasses, and number three is recent graduates visa subclasses. When we talk about employer-sponsored visa subclasses, the number one is TSS or temporary skill shortage, which is 482. Number two is employer nomination scheme, which is 186 visa subclass. Number three is regional sponsored migration scheme, 187 subclass, and last one is skilled employer sponsored regional visa, which is 494 visa. When we talk about skilled migration visas, we will first talk about the skilled independent visa, which is 189 subclass, skilled nominated visa, which is 190 subclass, and skilled work regional visa, which is subclass 491, and lastly 858, which is global talent visa. Let's talk about the recent graduate visa subclasses. The number one is 476, which is skilled recognized graduate visa, and number two is temporary graduate visa, which is 485. In today's video, we will be focusing on skilled migration visa subcategory, while we will also be posting the videos about the other subcategories separately. So let's talk about the skilled migration visa subclasses, which include 189, 190, and 491. We will also be touching about the 858 global talent visa separately. Before moving further towards the detailed occupations and the detail about the EOI points test criteria, it is important to understand the concept of skilled occupations lists first. So there are three different skilled occupations lists which are currently being operated by the Department of Home Affairs. The number one is MLTSSL, which is medium to long term strategic skills lists. And number two is STSOL, which is short term skilled occupation list. And number three is ROL, which is regional occupation list. What's the difference in these three? When we talk about MLTSSL, the occupations of this list can be eligible for all three visa subclasses 189, 190, and 491 of the skilled migration visa category. Whereas when we talk about the STSOL occupations, these are only eligible for 190 and 491, which are state-sponsored visa subclasses. And the third one is ROL, regional occupation list, and the occupations under this list are only eligible for 491, which is again a state-sponsored provisional visa subclass. You need to understand one thing, that 189 and 190 are permanent residency visa subclasses, whereas 491 is a temporary residency visa subclasses, which is convertible into permanent residency after fulfilling the visa conditions for 3 years through 191 visa subclass, which is again a permanent residency visa subclass. Let's move forward. I would be talking now about how to identify the right occupation for your profile. So let me share my screen with that. So you need to access this website, which is called Home Affairs website, where there is a link of skilled occupation list. We will also be sharing the link of this website for your reference in the description of this video. If you come to this section, scroll down, and if you come to the skilled occupation list search bar, you can find any. You can just write a keyword of your relevant work profile or occupation, and you can see that which ENSCO occupations are currently available in the system of the skilled occupations list, which can apply for any type of skilled migration visa. So let's talk about a marketing. If I search for marketing, I get two options of occupations. First, let's understand that how this information is being displayed. The number one column is about the occupation. The number one two is column about the ENSCO code. Number three column is about the visas for which this occupation is eligible, and number four column is about the list in which this occupation is listed, and number fifth column is about the assessing authority, which will assess the profile of this occupation's applicant. So there are two occupations which are currently being displayed for marketing keyword. The one number one is marketing specialist, the ENSCO code of which is 225113, and list is STSOL, so it will only be eligible for 190 and 491 from the skilled occupation, skilled migration visa subcategories, and the assessing authority of this occupation is VET-assess. Whereas the second option is about the sales and marketing manager occupation, with a different ENSCO code, the same occupation list it is included in, whereas the assessing authority is IML, which is a different assessing authority, which has a different assessing criteria. You need to explore the assessing authority's website. By clicking on this, you will see that you will get the website of the assessing authority, and there all the criteria and the requirements and the process of skills assessment are given, and it's very easy to understand. Even if you don't understand, you can always ask the relevant questions in our Facebook group. Similarly, if you just search about pharmacist, you will see three different occupations. All three are part of STHOL. One is hospital pharmacist, second is industrial pharmacist, the third one is retail pharmacist. But two of them are being assessed by A Farm C, whereas the industrial pharmacist is being assessed by VET-assess. So different criteria would be eligible for these two kinds of pharmacists, either industrial or retail or hospital pharmacist. Similarly, you can identify your occupation which is matching to your profile, your profession, and your qualification from this website of skill occupation list. If we talk about the points calculator, the Department of Home Affairs has also given the points calculator on their Home Affairs website. You can use this points calculator as well, but also we have published our own points calculator, which is easy to use on an Excel format on our group in the files section. You can go to the Facebook group, and we will also be providing the link of that points calculator in the description of this video. So let's go to the points calculator, which is being used by our clients, and which we are also using for to evaluate the cases ourselves. So here we are. This is the points calculator Excel sheet, which is very easy to use. You need to understand that these are the criteria against which the points are calculated for EOI in the left side. The number two is eligibility input. You just need to mention the inputs which are against each criterion, and then the points will be calculated automatically, and the requirement to calculate each point is given on the right side. Let's suppose let's try to understand that with a profile of a 30 years old who is let's suppose an marketing specialist occupation and have more than 8 years of experience, has completed his bachelor's from an overseas institute, and also completed his experience from an overseas employment. So if a person is if let's suppose the applicant is of 30 years of age, it will give you 30, which is the peak age points. Let's suppose this person has scored superior level in English, he will get 20 points. If he has scored proficient level in English, he will get 10 points. And if he has scored competent level in English, he will get 0 points in the English language proficiency criteria. Overseas experience, let's suppose this person has 8 years of overseas experience, he will get 15 points. But even if you will have Australian experience of like 5 more years, you will get maximum of 20 points, or 1 more year, you will get maximum of 20 points. So that 20 is the ceiling of a skilled employment EOI points. The next one is about the educational qualification. Now the education levels could be PhD, it could be bachelor or master's, or it can be diploma or associate degree as assessed by the skills assessment authority. Let's suppose this person is has qualified as a bachelor or master degree, he will get 15 points. Or if he has he's a PhD holder, then he will get 20 points in this criteria. Otherwise, for the diploma or associate degree, people get 10 points as shown in the screen. The Australian study requirement is about the people who have actually completed their 2 academic years or 92 weeks of study from an Australian institute. So if you have completed that, you can say yes. If you have not completed that, you can say no. There are 5 points maximum from this criteria. When we talk about the specialist education qualification, this is for those applicants who have completed their master's or PhD by research. This is important that master's by coursework is not eligible for a specialist education qualification. It has to be by research. If you have completed, you will get 10 points from this. Professional year in Australia is a special professional year program of 1 year, which is typically for engineers and accountants, which are offered by the relevant skill assessment authorities like ACS is also giving this certificate, and Engineers Australia. Similarly, the accountancy skills assessing authorities are also giving this professional year program. If you have completed this professional year program of 1 year from Australia, you will get maximum of 5 points. The next one is the credential community language, which is NATI test. So the CCL NATI test, if you have passed, you will get maximum of 5 points. This is available to both onshore and offshore applicant because it's an online test. The next one is the study in regional Australia. So if you have completed your Australian study requirement, and if your university is located in one of the designated regional areas of Australia, then you are eligible to claim the study in regional Australia 5 points as well. Now let's come to the partner skills and English. Partner skills and single. So if you are single, you get 10 points straight away. But if you are married and your partner has also passed the English language proficiency test with competent, at least competent level, then you will get 5 points. Whereas if your partner has also, in addition to the English language proficiency requirement, has completed the positive skills assessment for his or her occupation, nominated occupation, then you will get again the 10 points, which is equal to the single applicant. Lastly, you have to select the visa subclass. Let's suppose you are applying for 189, you will not get any points. If you for the visa subclass, if you are applying for 190, state will sponsor you and give you 5 points. And if you are applying for a 491 visa, then again state will sponsor you in this case, and it will then 15 points will be added to your EOI. So this is how the points are calculated for an EOI based on the points calculation method, which is based on the rules and the principles provided by the Department of Home Affairs of Australia. You need to understand that you can only claim the skilled employment and educational qualification points after receiving the positive skills assessment from your relevant assessing authorities. At this note, I would like to close this video in a way that you can start your process using the instructions or the beginner's guide provided to you through this process. And if you have further more questions, you can always ask in the comment section or in our Facebook group. And keep supporting us by subscribing to our channel. Thank you and keep watching.